All right, how's it going, my magnificent sons of bitches? I've come back today because I wanted to go ahead and do this video. I figured I would go ahead and try and get this one up for Rumble. So I'm going to try to upload this on Rumble, but I don't know how well it's going to turn out. Particularly, this type of video tends to upload slower. So anyways, I figured I would go ahead and try to do it in this format and see if I can't get it uploaded to Rumble. I may upload it to YouTube as well, but it is what it is. I wanted to go ahead and do a video. I kind of really wanted to address this because I know that a lot of people are losing it over the Trump town hall. And ultimately, I see a lot of YouTubers and a lot of people even on Rumble, to be honest with you, that have kind of, thrown their support behind Donald Trump. And I really got to ask this question to everybody out there, is that I don't really get why we allow Democrats, well, leftists, the statists, the elitists who pretend to be in charge, the ones that come out and go on your little media networks and they say you're a racist, and you got it on the other side too, as well as Fox. Oh, the illegal immigration crisis, oh, gun, and all this other stuff. I mean, at this point in time, when are they going to grow up? Seriously. And why do we put these people in charge? Why do we allow them a position to have any kind of influence over us? Why do we allow them these platforms and whatnot? Because it's evident that they're never going to hit maturity. And that's the problem. And this is why we're kind of stuck in a catch-22. And I throw Trump in on this category as well. You know what I'm saying? Trump is just as bad at the end of the day as the Democrats are. I've come across a Dan Bongino video, and, I've listened to Hard Bastard. I've listened to a lot of people where they're like, oh, Trump is this and Trump is that. At the end of the day, really, what did Trump do? Did Trump do anything to stop the election interference? Because I didn't see it. Whenever Alyssa Milano was going to Alabama to bust people around to go ahead and influence Roy Moore's election against Doug Jones, I didn't hear anybody, I was a conspiracy theorist. They would never do. But it's completely obvious. At the end of the day, ultimately, you can't sit there and throw all of this inflation on Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying? It's not all Joe Biden's fault. Trump was in office. Trump didn't do anything. He allowed them to shut the economy down. He allowed them to print out a lot of the stimulus money. So really, my question at the end of the day is, for me personally, this is the way that I look at it. Vote for your local representatives as conservatives. If you're a conservative, I highly suggest voting for more conservatives in your local areas, just to be honest with you. And this isn't even just in red areas where, you're probably more likely to vote conservative anyways. This is also in your blue areas. By now, you should already know, in your little Californias, and your little Californias, and in your Chicagos, and in your New Yorks and whatnot, where your infrastructure is starting to crumble, you're starting to lose more businesses, you're starting to see and it was like that here whenever we were blue as well. But you would think by now you would have learned already, and you should be willing to go ahead and accept change and embrace change, and then maybe voting something, because that's what we had to do here. Fucking Texas was blue for 100 years that they voted for the Democrats. But with that being said, no doubt, vote in that. But I'm ultimately saying that if it came down to a weak Democrat like Joe Biden, who's not going to be able to do anything, and a Donald Trump that's going to be attacked by the media constantly, which, I get it. The media is losing a lot of their credibility. They're losing a lot of their influence. They got to keep on with these ridiculous, like, here in Texas, it was back-to-back stage shootings. And, I'm just going to say it like it is. You know, you've got to start questioning this stuff. And the sheer fact that you're mentioning, oh, how many times do we got to go through these shootings with these ridiculous AR-15 weapons of wars, and hear you cry over and over and over again until it becomes monotonous that we don't put our confidence in you. We don't trust you. You know, you can go ahead and do your little flags at half-mast and pretend like it's some for real shit. But I mean, I honestly don't understand why we give these people any credibility whatsoever at all, period. Because, you know, it's like I said, they're never going to grow up. They're never going to be decent people. And the sheer fact is you have to dumb yourself down to their level to even have a conversation with them. You know, and it's stupid. Even on the internet, like, there's less traffic on Facebook. There's less traffic on YouTube. This is why I'm trying to go ahead and see if I can't get this up on Rumble, but I can guarantee you that if I don't get it up on Rumble, it's definitely going to go up on BitChute, at least, at the very minimum. Because there's just not that traffic that you used to have, and then, you know, on YouTube, they shadow ban the hell out of anybody who disagrees with them. And it doesn't do any good if we show any of y'all any evidence. You're just going to deny. It's going to be subvert. That's basically all you do. And people are growing tired of it. And understand, little fucking Democrats, while you're going over there and accusing me of being a hardcore, stone cold right Republican, I'll probably vote for Joe Biden. But that doesn't mean I like you at all. If it comes down to Trump and Joe Biden, I'm going to vote for Joe Biden because I know I can get more of my shit passed under Joe Biden. And you know, while you're going to call me a conservative, of course, that's only being, you know, having physical responsibility. That's saying that we need to take physical responsibility and that we need to clean up this mess. What do you have as your little fucking progressive movement? Tell me one thing that y'all have. What? Y'all cry. Y'all have tears. Crocodile tears. That's why everybody calls you liberal tears. You know, that's why they say that shit. That's why that cliche is around, is because of how much y'all cry. And that's basically all you have, is just crying. So, you know, ultimately, at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not, you know, sold on Trump for sure, and neither should you. Ultimately, if it came down to Ron DeSantis, we can look at what Ron DeSantis did during this pandemic that everybody that was rational and pragmatic was telling you not to shut the economy down, that this stimulus is going to cause hyperinflation if you go ahead and the economy was already inflated as it was. This inflation was coming, but you only expanded it. And then you go ahead and call me a conspiracy theorist. You know what I'm saying? After this. So how long do I have to sit there and be subjected to this buffoonery that's in DC by the State Department? At the end of the day, how many times are we going to play this little Dungeons and Dragons charade that you want to fucking play all the time? I mean, until you get wise to it and understand that, yeah, the whole damn system needs to be changed. The whole damn system is screwed up. But you're going to still continue with it like it's a big work, like you're going to get something out of it at the end, and ultimately everybody that's at the top that's pulling the little strings are just laughing at you while you're going along with it. No doubt out of Trump and DeSantis is the one that didn't shut down his economy. DeSantis has been the one that's actually had the balls in standing up. Trump has just played in these little fucking works and shit. These little gimmicks that you get into with the fucking girl. He's like, I think rape is sexy. I think it's sexy. But it wasn't sexy with Trump, and I'm going to sue him. That's stupid. It's stupid. It's dumb. All right? It really is. And, you know, you would think that eventually y'all would have moved past these Jerry Springer type soap opera bullshit. And then waking up and understand that this is going to, you know, eventually come back to haunt you because you're not taking the shit seriously. You're watching shit on CNN and, you know, you're thinking, oh, okay. And it was funny. I get it. You know what I'm saying? The one thing that I can respect about Trump, one thing that I do like about Trump is how, you know, incredibly stupid and buffoonish he makes the media look. I, totally 110% respect that. But at the end of the day, you have to look at this and you have to sit back and wonder what the fuck we're doing. And, are we ever going to change course? Are we ever going to, wake up and understand that, hey, look, DC right now is the problem. And the way that our government and our leaders are handling all of this crap, and this is to include Donald Trump, because ultimately all they're doing is playing a little work on you. Joe Biden, Trump, Joe Biden, Trump. I'd rather have a weak Joe Biden surrounded by conservatives. I'd rather have a conservative Supreme Court, a conservative Congress, a conservative Senate, and have a weak Joe Biden that we can go ahead and say, hey, we're going to pass this law. And then even if he does veto it, we can still go ahead and get it passed and run through the Supreme Court. It's on our side. I'd rather have a weak Joe Biden than a big three-ring circus with Donald Trump sitting there, causing media hysteria. And then you have to pretend like the Russians are controlling everything. It's just fucking weird. It really is. And a lot of you people that are in media need to grow the fuck up at the end of the day. It's one thing, if y'all were not given this platform where y'all are supposed to be doing some sort of credible journalism, but you're playing WWE on national TV, on your little fucking networks, and then everybody else, beat you to the punch whenever it's actually getting real news and information. Everybody's getting the news out on fucking Rumble right now. Everybody's getting the news out on BitChute right now. YouTube, not so much, not like it used to be, but there are definitely other websites where you can go ahead and find out a litany of shit, regardless if it is about the fucking commie cough, or if it's about the fucking inflation, or if it's about the war in Ukraine. There is like a lot of shit that you can go ahead and look up on, especially on BitChute. Rumble's a new concept. I like a lot of what Dan Bongino does myself on Rumble. But the shit that you could find on BitChute to do a podcast on, it'll blow your mind. A lot of it. So, anyways, I figured I would go ahead and do this video. I kind of wanted to see if I could get this up on Rumble, and sorry about the lighting, but it's kind of like one of those weird times where it's not quite dark enough to turn on the lights, but it's not quite light enough, where it makes sense to turn on the light. So anyways, you people tell me what you think. You like, sub, do the shit. YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, maybe even Facebook. I might load this up on Facebook. Tell me to get over. And for now, I'm out.